All righty. Thanks everybody for joining tonight, our Happy Oiler Families team call. So we are going to recap this weekend from the rally, and I'm going to start with the Executive and Above Leadership Dinner that was put together by Amanda Cooper, who is a platinum in our area, and all of the executives and above were invited to spend some time with corporate. So she just gave just some normal tidbits that we hear all the time, just to start off with some motivational stuff. And so she was just talking about, she actually had a bunch of people, she asked who had ranked up in the past year, and she had some of them share some of the things that they did to rank up. And then some of just the things that she was reminding us of, in order to get more, you have to give more. And so she was stating how she was actually 10 minutes late to the event that she had planned that night. But because she was collaborating with other platinums and diamonds and golds and silvers in the area, she didn't have to worry about it, because that's what network marketing is, being able to collaborate and leverage. So she actually had a child that was feeling a little bit under the weather. That was one that she had to make sure she was all set, and that's why she was 10 minutes late. So remember that we are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. We do not have to do it on our own. As long as we have our priorities straight and we put God first, then family, then business, He will put the people in our lives to fill in the gap. It is always a team effort. You shouldn't be trying to do all the things. She said that she prays over her team and her business a lot. You need to make sure that you're doing what is true to yourself. And if you have a membership number, you have the right to share. She mentioned that, a lot of people will be like, I don't want to share with somebody. I don't want to have a party. I don't want to do this because I want to know more. But she had her sponsor stand up, and whose name is Karen. And she said that Karen enrolled her a week after she were enrolled. So her enroller and sponsor only had 1 week in the business when she started sharing. So she probably didn't even have her kit yet when she actually shared with Amanda, and Amanda's like, I'm so thankful that she did that, because I was looking, I was searching, I needed this. I would have came to Young Living anyways, and I probably would have been an orphan under who knows who, but my friend was selfless enough to share with me and make sure that I had what I needed. And now I have an amazing organization. I get to work with one of my friends to do it. And then love on your people and help them achieve their goals. Infectiously share. Shed the old mindset. Stop being afraid of being salesy. The truth is, everyone is dealing with something. Someone is dying right now. Someone is suffering right now. And it is our privilege to share with them. Those are the things that Amanda shared. So then after that, she was actually sharing and adding some things, because Jeff K from corporate was in the back with her husband. They were doing something and getting something. And so some of the things that they shared with us, the very first thing was CBD oil. And we were told that there's like only 5 out there, like in rotation, and that they actually had to bribe the individual that had it to get it to us. So we actually got to smell it, taste it, and put it on. And so he still did not have a date, but he was just clarifying some of the stuff that's gone on for us. So he stated that it is the highest priority for Young Living right now when it comes to a product launch. So for all the people that are wanting it and are excited about it, it is Young Living's highest priority. He said he is in charge of the professional accounts, and he's been in at least 10 meetings on it. So he's like, this is not my area. This is not my wheelhouse, but every single person that's on corporate needs to know about it. That's how important it is. So Young Living first had to do their research, and then they had to align with a company that was going to have our values and be able to give us what we need. So this has been 8 to 11 months in the making. So for everyone that's like, well, why did they do the teaser, but then we don't know a date and it's taking so long? Like, it really, from a legal standpoint and from alignment standpoint, they've already been working on it for now a year. But there are so many things that have to be in place, and they went through 10 different companies. There's legislation that they have to do. There's legal stuff. They have to make sure that everything is set in every single state. And they wanted to make sure that the supply is in place. So he said that like right now they are ready to go. Like when it gets turned on, and it can be turned on any second, there's enough supply to meet the demand that they know that people are going to have. They've worked ahead of a schedule. They know exactly what they need to do. The things that they're trying to get together right now is merely the business side. So who they're working with, because one of the things that came from like the diamonds is that when it first comes out, it's going to not have PV. The reason why is because who they're working with is a retail company, and they're working to make it exclusive. So this is a very high quality CBD oil, and right now you can go buy it in certain stores where it's legal. So what has to happen is they want them to pull all of their stock out of the stores, because it's a retail company, and then make it exclusive for us. And then because they're a retail company, they don't understand network marketing structure. They don't understand how to do all of those details, but they want us to have it. So that's why when it comes out, it's not going to have PV. So we can have it sooner. If we waited for them to restructure their entire company, then we would wait longer. So it's going to come out with 0 PV, and then we're going to help them structure their company, because again, they're a retail store and we want them to be exclusive. So we want them to make profit immediately. Then we're going to help them restructure their company into the network marketing model. And then perhaps we should be able to have PV. So I thought that was really good information for clarification. So that was what I had on CBD oil. He also is the, again, he's the professional account manager. So he showed us those 1.7 ounce bottles of oils, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And I think there's a few other things. He's working on getting more stuff into the professional model and professional sizes. So if you guys are currently working with hair salons and massage therapists and chiropractors, and you need any assistance, I have his cell phone number now. So if you ever need like any direct questions answered or details on that, he's willing to help in any way that we can. So that was all that I had from the corporate leadership dinner. Any questions? Not that I'll have the answers, but I can see if there's something I didn't mention that might answer it.
So I have a quick question.
Yep.
Granted, you may have answered this. I may have missed part of it. So you said with the CBD oil, there's no PV.
Correct. When
it comes out.
Yep.
So not to be obtuse, besides the person needing to use it, what's the point of selling it?
Because it's all the rage. It's what people are talking about right now. And so it's just going to be another gateway, right? So we have the do-it-yourself kit, which also has 0 PV. But that's a way for you to get people to come over your house, learn the oils, and experience the oils. So, I mean, I know that I've had at least 5 people ask me in the past 6 months, do we have CBD oil? So that's a way to introduce them to the company. And again, the only reason why it's going to have 0 PV is because they don't want us to wait 6 more months to get it. It could have PV, but they think it's more important for us to have this in our toolbox to get people interested in it, so that they don't want to wait 6 months to restructure an entire company. So they're going to bring it to us with 0 PV so that we can start teasing people to get it in. And then 6 months later, we'll get that PV when they can restructure that company and make sure that that company is profitable and it's benefiting them as well.
Okay. So with that, you still could possibly sign somebody up with like a basic membership if all they wanted was CBD oil, and then they would just purchase it at cost or whatever it is, whatever they said.
Yeah, and I mean, it's again, like I was sitting at the table with another gold page kid. She was on, her and her husband were on this side of me, and we were kind of having the conversation like, okay, I guess people are excited about this, but I don't know how much I'm going to be pushing this. And then on the other side of us was another person that said, I use CBD oil all the time. It's amazing. It's the most wonderful thing ever. I love it. I can't wait till it comes. So, I mean, it's just really a personal preference. We are still going to be compliant, and we are still going to make sure that we're teaching whole life wellness, right? And to me, that's going to be hard with some of these CDB people that think that it is the end all be all, cures depression, cures all pain, right? Like it's just a way for us to open the door for them. But at the end of the day, we're still going to have to reteach them, like we reteach anybody else, that it's all about complete wellness, and try to get them to try toxic free things as well and convert them over like anybody else. But it's just another way to get in the door.
Okay.
I think there were a few other questions people had.
Oh, how does a professional account benefit us? He stated what everyone else has stated in Young Living before. It has to be large volume. Like, it does not usually benefit the average, like our friend Danielle, she has her own massage suite. A professional account doesn't benefit someone like her. He said if they have large volume is when it benefits. And as I'm sure we've seen YouTube videos from other leaders in Young Living, you almost always want to set up a membership with that person, the owner's name, and a professional account underneath it. That's usually 99.9% of the time the best way to do it. And a lot of times, again, if it's just a small 1-2 person operation, it probably won't even benefit them because they don't have enough volume to get their 100 PV plus another order on a professional account.
Yeah, and I will add to that too, because I know when we heard Catherine Chastain talking, like one thing that, you know, she shoots for is for volume, right? So again, like you mentioned, you know, somebody would set up their regular account and then you have the professional account underneath, because she deals with a lot of like chiropractors and things like that who are going to be using large quantities of things. So even if it's they're cleaning their offices with thieves and they have to keep that supply up because they're constantly using that stuff, as well as oils or other, you know, maybe supplements or things that they might carry or use. Or I know she said she had like a few grooming places, so then it's like some of the animal stuff, like that stuff that they keep on hand, so it's beneficial for that volume. And for her, she was like, in each one of my legs I have a professional account, so that pushes that volume in there.
So the CBD that we actually tasted and rubbed on and smelled was just CBD oil. But what we are going to offer so that it is exclusive and it's different and no one else is going to have it is the highest quality CBD oil with essential oils infused. That's what the product is going to be that we're offering. Dayton had ran by the background. I think that's probably who she was referring to. I saw his little head go by. Everybody's asking who's it all.
Yeah, that was him. Okay. I think that's it for the questions, though.
But yeah, Leah, I'll send you his number. My cell phone's charging, but I'll send you his number afterwards.
All right. Anyone else have any questions before we transition to rally talk? Okay. All right. So let's transition and let's talk about the rally. So, how many people in the on the call were able to attend the rally? Chime in. Weird. And if so, where did you go, or what did you do?
Barb, Melissa, Andrea, Jenny, Monica.
I'll talk about mine if you guys want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm in Washington. So we had ours. I went to my first one. I've been to several different places, and ours has progressively gotten bigger. Angela, now I forgot what her last name is, but anyways, there's a friend here that I met at the very first rally, and it's gotten progressively bigger. So this was the biggest one yet. We actually almost broke 100. We had 96 tickets sold. So I help with check-in and then set up and whatever else was needed. And it was really, and this was the first time I had people come with me too. My mom came and one friend that just signed up came, and then I had one friend that I have shared the kit with like over a year ago. And so now I think she finally might be getting her kit, the new one that came out. So yeah, I just love the rallies, kind of like a mini convention. My favorite part of it, I think, is having everyone there and the excitement and everybody that loves oils. And then seeing the videos together. And we had like, they did like little questions and table talk to getting you talking to the other people at your table, which was neat. And then we had really good food and, of course, the Ninja bar. And then we had a representative from Itobi there. And so and then they had a really good setup this time where they had a bunch of them. And during the break, we went and all got the Itobi scan. And I really want one, but I'm not ready to commit to that yet. So, yeah, so that was kind of my experience. How about you guys? We don't do the like dressing up like you guys do themes or whatever, but there's still a lot of people and it's gotten bigger, and we're gonna have it at the same place in April.
That's nice, Jen. That wasn't your first one, was it?
No, I went to my first one, I don't know, a couple years ago, I think, but yeah, I try to go to them whenever I can. I've went to a couple different, I missed one when it was like the same day as my assembly. And then, yeah. And then this year was my first convention, and I'll be going to convention in July. So.
Nice. We'll see you there. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. If I'm like quiet for a minute, I'm still trying to read people's messages in the chat.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't read. I'm on my phone. I have to try to read those too. I have to like.
Make sure you unmute yourself and talk, because remember, this is on replay, so people that are watching the replay can't read the chat.
Oh,
if I could comment,
I'll mute myself again.
Go ahead.
It might be premature because I know most of the people on here probably went to ours.
Right. Yeah. So Melissa, did you get to go to a rally? Did you want to share? Okay.
I didn't get to go to a rally. I had my CEO visit this Saturday. So I was out doing that. And then there was the talk in the afternoon. So I didn't get to go to a rally, but there was an online event, and I did get to learn about the new releases for Canada. I posted them on the Happy Oilers family. It was the Bon Voyage bag and the SPF 10 for Canada, and there was one more. Bon Voyage bag, SPF 10, and there was a emotional wellness bundle that they released as well, with Believe and Envision and things like that. There's about 4 or 5 different oils that are all grouped together as a purchase. And the only other thing was 15% off a lot of the wellness products, a lot of the supplements. So that was really good. A lot of fun things there.
See, sometimes people in Canada will be envious of the things that we get in America, but we didn't get the 15% off the supplements. So I feel like it kind of goes full circle.
It does. It does. I'm happy I got my Bon Voyage bag, though.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So the online event, was that live or that was pre-recorded?
Well, it wasn't like live like this. So it was more of recorded clips, and then they just posted them on the Facebook page.
Oh.
So we had to go back and read them and wait for the next live. So it was kind of not as fun as this, but it was still cool to get the info. So.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for sharing that, Melissa.
No problem.
How about anyone else who's not local to the greater Detroit area? Not greater Detroit, Metro Detroit, I'm sorry. And then we'll touch on our rally and see what you guys would like to talk about.
I think Barbara said she wasn't able to make one. Leanna, were you able to make one where you are?
No, I didn't. I looked for tickets. The closest one was Wilmington, which was about an hour away, and you had to pay $10, and I didn't know who they were or anything like that. So I didn't know doing it online was an option. I would have considered that. But other than hosting my own in a short time frame, I didn't really have any other options. So I knew about the time that it was, and I just kept checking social media like over and over again.
That's okay. Next time you can just drive up here for ours. It's only what, 10 hours?
I don't know. I have no idea how long it would take. Probably. It's far.
Are you in North or South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, about 10 hours.
Whew. With 3 kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, not bad. But yeah, I think so Melissa, I think it was you that said they're like mini conventions. And I mean, they're to exactly that. Like I remember going to in high school going to pep rallies, and the whole purpose of it was just to create excitement. Like you need those little injections of excitement throughout the year. So they're nice opportunities.
I guess that's why I was kind of bummed that it was online and it wasn't something more local, just because the interaction with other people and just the whole momentum of the event itself, I kind of felt like that was a bit missing, but just because I wasn't able to socialize with others there. But yeah, it is great when you can get to go.
Put it on the goal list. Try to get to a rally in your area for the next one. The next one is April 6th. And you were quick with that? Yeah, the next one's April 6th. Okay, so let's cycle back around then. Let's talk about the rally that we hosted yesterday. Leah, you wanted to chime in? I'm going to let you go first.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on it. I just get excited because I think we had a really great lineup, and it was such a disappointment how the weather put a damper on our day. But we had, I know Tashina and Dana and the rest of the team that worked to produce the rally had sold quite a number of tickets, and I think we probably ended up with like a third of the people there, maybe. I'm not sure what the final count was on that, but I imagine from what showed. And it was such a shame because you guys had gotten an acupuncturist there who gave an excellent talk. And I actually was super impressed. Tashina, was your slide presentation part of the Young Living presentations?
It was.
It was
that
a
was
really
all the stuff that came from Young Living. So that's what.
Yeah, it was, but you know what? It was so well done, and it was such a perfect fit for you, especially because it's a topic you talk about a lot. That I was like, I don't know. It looked like a Young Living slides, but it was the perfect fit for her. She gave a really good presentation on setting SMART goals that really hit home. And it's funny because my husband, I can't always get him to this with us. Sometimes we can't always have all the kids there for various reasons, but he came, and it's the same response every time, that they're so motivating. He's like, you show up and you think, local people, you're not going to have your Young Living diamonds there, that maybe you won't, but it's motivating. You can't see even the videos with Mary Young on there and what the foundation is doing, and hearing talks about SMART goals, and not be like, I could totally do this, and I could, I need to step up and do more. And it was really, it was just a good shot in the arm that we needed.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. If you guys don't mind me going next, I would like to. You guys okay with that? Nod your head. Yes. Okay, cool. So I agree. It's very motivating. I think we sold roughly close to 100 tickets, right, Tashina, including guest tickets, somewhere around there.
Yeah, if you count, that all of the vendors, because they don't show up in the tickets, we would have been at 90.
Okay. So I counted, and yeah, we did get a third of the individuals who showed up because the roads were really, really bad. Even near us, they didn't get out and plow and salt. But what surprised me the most is, like, we even still saw some new faces, like people that hadn't either been to a rally in a very, very long time, or it was their very first one. And I think it's a little bit different for us, those who are on the planning side and like dealing with the logistics of running one, because like we get used to it. A lot of the information and stuff that's presented on Saturday, we get to see early. And so like we already know most of the announcements that are coming. So not saying that it steals the excitement, but it's one of those things like it can lose its hurrah factor when you're trying to run the logistics of an event. But to see like the new faces and then people still come up like and spoke to me afterwards and were like I really enjoyed your talk. Like I did not know that. I did not like so many things are new to new people. So like to me it reinforces like when we feel like we're kind of beating a dead horse and saying the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe you're teaching like a oils one-on-one class or something like that. Like you got to remember it's new for people who haven't experienced or heard it before. So that was really, really cool. Like for my blue personality, I love that it was more than a handful of people that actually dressed up. There were like probably I'd say like 15 or so people who like made an effort to like dress up, and that was like really, really cool. So it seems to be catching on a little bit, and that's just our way of trying to inject a little bit of the fun factor for us blue personalities, and still have the information and the gathering and everything for each type of personality type. So that was really cool. We did get a few pictures of that. So I did like that. And then I think having even our speaker dressed up. Did anyone realize that the acupuncturist was Tony Stark?
I didn't notice until he told me.
I forgot to take a picture. Like, I'm so sad. I should have took a picture with him.
Yeah, he had like the little arc reactor in his chest, like an actual real one underneath his shirt. It was really, really cool. Like, and I didn't even notice it till like the end of the event, like after he spoke. And he was like, "Oh, I'm like, you're totally dialing in Robert Downey Jr. right now." Like that was really, really cool. So even like the guest speaker got involved. So that was cool. And then Itovi was excellent. Like, I like that Itovi came in and did a presentation because like it really brings out like the benefit of using an Itovi. And granted, you want to try to stay as compliant as possible. But it's like they even touched on like your personal use. Like it's of a lot of value for your business, but I think more so even for your personal use. Because like the way that the rep made it sound like she uses her Itovi like on a nightly basis, like or almost on daily basis. So I thought that was really, really cool, the slideshow that they had with that. So overall, content-wise, I feel like the rally was like a huge success, and the people that made it through the snow and like didn't die on the way there, like I thought that was excellent that they showed up and put forth an effort, and that they really enjoyed it. So kudos to each and every one of you on the call who assisted with that, because I still think that was a really good rally, even through those circumstances.
And best costume goes to Karen.
Yeah, Karen, what were you again?
Well, I should have dressed up. Like, I was like, why am I not in costume for this? Like, hello, why are we not in costumes? I was the Young Living Avenger, defender of the Seed to Seal. And then I had like it was crazy. I had like a little staff, and I had a spray bottle of thieves, and I was like beating out toxins one spray at a time. It was a lot of fun for me. Not too much fun, I think. It was like
yeah, she had like her staff of anointing oil.
Yeah,
I did. It was magnify your purpose. I was like anointing people with it. It was great. It was great.
Well, since we got you up, you want to talk a little bit about what you enjoyed from the rally?
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed it all. I really did. I enjoy the guest speakers that we bring in because, yes, it's talking about oil, but we're also focusing on health, right? Because we're a health and wellness company. And there's other ways that are out there, acupuncture, acupressure, Huangjing, or whatever that was. Huangjing. Like, he was spitting out some Chinese stuff. Like, I didn't even know. I was like, what? It was good. It was good. It was really good. But a couple things. So does everyone on the call know what PV is? Yeah, everyone says yes. Everyone's shaking their head yes. I don't see other people. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because we were mentioning that CBD doesn't have any PV. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew what that was. Because with me, when I first got started, I'm like, what is PV? I don't care. I just love the products, right? So, but I do think that there is a benefit. I just want to touch on the CBD real quick. I do think there's a benefit because we do have that seed to seal guarantee, right? We're going to have the best quality stuff that's out there. The other thing is if we're not making a profit on it, and y'all need to correct me on this if I'm wrong, can we make claims? I don't know. I'd have to talk to the compliance officer on that. But, you know, if we're not selling it for a profit, can we make claims? I don't know. So anyway, just that out there. I'm just going to throw that out there a little bit. The other thing is to iTovi. Does everyone know what an iTovi scanner is? I see a yes. I see a yes. I see a nope. Okay. So you can actually look this up. It's I-TOVI, and that is, it's an amazing, amazing tool to help you know what your body needs. So the lady that got up and talked, and it is absolutely amazing. Andrea, people who actually own one should probably be talking about it because I don't know too much about it. It's awesome. Okay, it's a great business tool as well as a personal use tool. It works on your frequencies, and you just hold the scanner like this. You hold it in your hand for a minute, and then it'll list however you clarify it. So you can say, I want just supplements. What does my body need for supplements? And then it kind of goes into that. And it is awesome. And Tashina just posted something in the chat about the presentation that the YouTube, on her YouTube channel, that the iTovi scanner did. iTovi person came and did. And it is awesome. I'm telling you, at first I was like, when I first got scanned, I'm like, that's kind of weird for me. I don't think I'm going to do that. And then Tashina's like, you never go against the iTovi. She's like, just do it. And I was like, all right, I'll take the top 3 to 5, depending on what I had. And I'm telling you, it was awesome. It said that my body needed like, well, for the past like 5 times Rose come up. So guess who's getting a bottle of Rose? Usually in February it goes on sale. I'm just saying. But anyway, so it's really, really informative to what you need. And this is what's really cool, that the iTovi person that was speaking, she said that she does it on her 2-year-old kids who can't tell her what they need. Right? So you got a 2-year-old, you have no clue what they need. You can take a good guess, and you have animals too. You can actually use it on your animals. You can use it on your, you can use it on kids, babies. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, how awesome is that we can have a tool that's non-invasive, that doesn't, it's non-invasive, and it actually picks up on your frequencies that are coming. I don't know how it works, I'll be honest. But it's really cool. You don't go against it. Live by Tashina's rules. So outside of that, I just wanted to kind of like make sure everyone knows what is going on. Just because I didn't know what iTovi meant, and I had no clue what PV meant when I first got started either. So yeah, when you do it on the babies, you can do it on the thigh. Just lay it on, you can lay it on their thigh, or put it down and then lay the baby on the thigh. Or with the animals, you can actually do it where there's the least amount of hair, which is usually like right on the inside of their legs, the armpit, if you will. So I thought that was really cool. I never knew that about iTovi. And I'm like, believe you me, I was like, I went up to Leah and I'm like, tell me I don't need this, right? because I was like, this would be great to have. It's a great tool to have. It's a great business tool as well, because you can set it just to starter kit oils. You can set it just to supplements. You can set it just to everything, and it'll tell you what you need so that you can help people get started on ER that are specific to their needs, that they're actually going to see that benefit too. So anyway, it's really a cool thing. I learned a lot about that, and so that is a goal for silver. So once I hit silver, guess who's getting 912? This girl right here. I'm so excited about that. Right? Like, you got to set some goals. So that's a smart. It's a goal, but it's a reward too. So I had a great time. I really think that a lot of people that couldn't make it, I totally understand, because the weather was. Took me like over an hour to get there, which normally takes me half an hour, but it was well worth it because there was a lot of people that showed up. We had like 6 vendors. I mean, it was a really cool thing. And the other thing that I love too is that we did a 5, everyone listened about the 5x5, and we went around afterwards. I guess being the MC, I should have known these. I didn't know what the 5x5 was, and I was like, okay, what are they? Thinking that the crowd listened to it, and so we didn't all get it, but then we came back and we like looked at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, in 5 years, 0 waste. Like, that's huge. What company is setting those goals up right now? In 5 years, we're going to have 5 times more farms. Hello? And and then they're going to be 5 times more market, which just opened? Columbia? Did Columbia just open? Yeah, Columbia just opened. And what? Help me out here, guys. I should know these 5 things. We just did it. But I thought that was really cool. So then,
new markets, right?
Okay.
New markets. 5 million more in sales. And additional. I don't know if it's 5 farms every year, but additional farms every year. The 0 waste and more. I don't know the exact numbers to go with the 5, but more through the foundation. Those are the 5.
Oh yeah, 5 times more giving.
5 times more giving through the foundation.
So this is one of the biggest things that I learned with that, right? Number 1, I need to know what they are. Like, let's just be honest. I need to know what they are if I'm going to be talking about them. But number 2, it just shows you what type of company that we're with, And it's nice that, yes, the oils are all amazing. Yes, they work. Yes, we have health and wellness. Yes, you're going to make a change. But we're looking at a global picture, right? And when they say, we're going to have 0 waste, like, who is doing that right now? Nobody, right? And we're going to have 5 times more families or people involved, which means 5 times more sales, which means, guess what, guys? They're getting ready for a huge growth. 5 times. Like, look at your organization now, times it by 5, and then, like, what? That's awesome. I'm excited about it. Anyway, so what that says to me too is that they're probably going to be doing a lot of sales. They're going to be doing everything that they can in order to move us forward, including the change in the starter kit. Like, that's huge. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Happy Oilers, as well as some other team pages. They're adding another oil. What is it? Another oil. Peace and Calming and Valor. So you're getting 12 oils, a diffuser, 2 Ninja, a Thieves sample, and then a Thieves cleaner sample, and then a Thieves purifier, and for $5 more. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see a lot more incentives that people are gonna be like, well, why wouldn't I go with this company? Because of the global outlook that they're having. So I thought that was one of the biggest things that I kind of took home with the whole rally. That, and it was a lot of fun. And I really like the superhero theme. I like coming up with stuff on my own too. So.
Andrea wanted to share her perspective on the iToby.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my camera off because I'm a hot mess, but if you can't hear me, let me know. My voice is a little scratchy. I got my iToby scanner probably within a couple of months of joining Young Living. It just made too much sense to me, and the first time we used it, I scanned myself, my husband, and my daughter, and what happens is everything in nature has a frequency. So every one of our oils we know has a frequency. Every product we produce has a frequency. And what the scanner does is it literally sends the frequency of whatever, whether it's just the oils or the supplements or everything. And I always do everything. It sends those individual frequencies into your body and then reads your body's response to those frequencies. So it doesn't tell you what you need. What it tells you is which items your body has responded the strongest to. You can extrapolate from there what that means, but that's how the bioimpedance works, how your body responds to each of those frequencies. So I'm a hormonal mess, and my first scan came up, every single thing was hormonal support. My daughter has a chronic illness, and her top oil came back dill. And I looked at her and thought, what the heck could dill do? Like, what? So I did a little research on dill, come to find out that dill supports the autonomic nervous system, and her chronic illness has to deal with the autonomic nervous system. So how the machine would know that, it doesn't, but her body responded to that. The strange thing was, for my husband, when I scanned him, every single oil, every single product that came up for him was an oil, and every single one of them had to do with spiritual well-being. And if anybody knows a little bit of my story, my mind was blown, because that's the number one problem that this man has. So it's not just physically what you need, it's what you need as a holistic being. Because it's reading what your body is responding to. And I do find that in talking with them more, they don't suggest scanning as frequently, because, as someone said, we got scanned 1 minute and then you got scanned the next day and it came up with something different. Because the machine already takes into consideration that you may be doing or taking the things that came up on your previous scan. So it's going to show you different items. It takes that into the algorithm. So you may still need those things, or you may still want to take those things that came up on a previous scan if it was only a couple of days ago. So that's where you have to make the decision. The iTovi is not going to tell you, this is what you must take today. It's going to give you ideas for what is going to support your system at this moment, taking into consideration what you may or may not already be doing. So when I do something, I try to do it for about 30 days and then see. But it's amazing how frequently certain things, like for me, multi-greens always comes up. Like, maybe not every scan, but every other scan, multi-greens comes up. So it's clearly something that my body is saying, this is something I need. And it's something I'm already taking, and it still comes up, so I up it a little bit. But I find it's a tool just to help me get what I need. So I'm not using it really from the business side, although I have scanned some customers for them. It can be a little bit of an impedance if they're not already signed up, because then they just want to buy what comes up on the scan rather than buying a kit. So then you have to educate them why buy a kit. You go wholesale, blah, 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 blah. So I try not to do that until they're already a member, but I do what works best for that particular customer anyway. But just for me, anytime I'm not feeling so great or whatever, I pull my scanner out, I scan myself, and it's amazing that I can see a relevance to the results in what I can feel going on in my body. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I know it's not cheap, but I decided to go ahead and purchase it outright. I waited till they had a $100 off sale, because you can either purchase it outright and then you never have to pay again, or you can basically lease it, so to speak. You pay every month. But when I calculated out how many months it would take me to pay off the full price, it wasn't that long. And then I'd be paying. So I bit the bullet, saved the money, bought it, and I haven't looked back. In fact, when my pocketbook was stolen, I almost had a heart attack, because I thought my scanner was in my bag, until I realized I had removed it and had put it in the glove box for some reason, and it was safe. And it was like, I mean, my purse was gone, my credit cards were gone, you know, like all this was gone. I was worried about my scanner. But and they also sell a warranty, so if anything goes wrong with it, they'll replace it. Last year, because of an issue, they had to shut down, and we couldn't use our scanners for about 4 or 5 months. And they came out with a new scanner, and it was crazy. I mean, you would have thought I was an addict. I was jonesing to get my scanner back. And eventually they did. We got the new scanner, and it works great. And I tell people anything with a pulse can be scanned. So babies, animals, whatever. With the animals, the only thing you got to be careful is because the fur will impede a little bit. So as Karen was saying, like their inner thigh is a great place where the hair is shorter. But if you can get an animal to lay down, it takes about 3 minutes maybe for the scan to complete if you're doing all supplements. But yeah, anybody has any questions, I'm reach out to me, no problem. And it's the easiest thing to get. I can give you a referral code. You can click on it and go about your business and figure out which plan you want, because they've expanded their plan options now. So it's a little more affordable if you don't have that money to outlay. It used to just be 2 options. You now have 3. So you can see what works best for your budget. But I for my own use, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, so I also got mine, with my tax refund. That's when I splurged for mine as well. And I don't use it as much as personal use, because a lot of times, like right now, I don't have my own, because I want to make sure that all my team is using it. Because when I went to Silver Retreat, I was specifically asking all the golds and platinums I could come across. You know, they're at Silver Retreat, but they're moving fast enough that they've already ranked up. What's something you would tell me to do? And one of them told me, be at as many classes of your downline as possible to get them an iTovi scan. Because just like she said in our presentation, a lot of times they'll come to you, our team members. Think about all the team members that just messages you or put something on the board and they're asking for a cure, right? A good response would be, how about we have lunch and I give you an iTovi scan? Then we can ask your body what you need to get you healthy, rather than try to come up with one oil that's gonna treat some symptoms that you have. And then if they truly need some type of supplement in addition to an oil because they have some type of deficiency, we're gonna let the machine tell them that, and we don't have to worry about not being compliant. So it really is good. And even when she was talking in her presentation, I was thinking, using it as a conversation starter too. And as was mentioned, you can set it up for just the starter kit oils. So then you can, if it's not a person that's part of Young Living yet, it can show them what best oils to start with in the starter kit.
Yeah, so that's I'm kind of blown away as you guys were continuing to talk about that. I looked at my last scan and compared it to my desk reference guide. It is amazing. Okay, spot on. So if you have not had a scan, try to get one. Especially if someone in your area has one, definitely recommend it. All right, so we're down to the last few minutes of our call. We have like 8 minutes left. Before we start to touch on events, does anyone else really quickly want to give their their rally recap or anything that they would like to add before we move on to events? Did everyone get a chance? Okay, cool. I think everyone who wanted to speak got a chance to speak. So let's move on and let's talk events. So is there any events that anyone would like to promote for the coming week?
I want to chime in with something right before that. If some of the individuals have came up to our rallies before, or for someone that's watching the replay, so we don't have our next one booked for Northern Ohio and Metro Detroit, but a LSP code came through later I think I seen it posted in the Healthy Habits Hub, so we can get that for you, Melissa. At first I was told we didn't have one and I didn't get emailed one, and then it started floating around later. So, so the plan for the next rally is when I was at the leadership dinner, I talked to Amanda Cooper. She says she does want to try to incorporate a one-day beauty school in the next rally here. And I know she's working with Hannah Cruz and some other individuals, and they really liked having corporate come here. So that's what the plan is. And then from the other side, I'm trying to make sure that all of the teams are included and that it's in a location that works for everyone that's in Northern Ohio and Metro Detroit. Because where they had it this time was an hour and 5 minutes from my house, which is like, I'm already north. So that would take like people 2.5 hours to get there from Ohio. So it's a little bit further from what like the central of Metro Detroit really is, or suburbs of Detroit. So like I'm working with corporate to get a like power team together so that we can make sure that everyone is contributing when it comes to the locations, the topics, the speakers, and everything like that. So hopefully that will all get sorted out within the next week, because I'm supposed to get with them on that. Because I mean, corporate really wants our team to succeed. They want this area to succeed because of the diversity in it, because we have the largest population of Arabics outside of the Middle East here in Michigan. We have a Mexican town. We have people that need sign language. So they really want to make sure that we're able to grow. Like Lauren Walker has already bought Dana's book. Like it's going around the corporate office. People are excited about it. Like, so they want to help us and they want us to grow. So we're just waiting for their direction to make sure we know exactly what our next step is for the next rally. But I know if we do the beauty school, if we go with that already, there's other Crossline team members that we met at convention that said they're going to fly up to participate in it.
Would that be an abbreviated beauty school where they do a full beauty school and then the rally attached?
I think it's going to be half day. It's going to be abbreviated.
So I guess I'll chime in with events. So I don't know if anybody's in the Grand Rapids area. I'll be at a bridal show next Saturday in the morning. And then I'm doing an online event with a team member as well. But that's all I have for the rest of the month.
When's the online one?
I believe we're going to try to shoot for Saturday evening.
Okay. Yeah, because I need to plug into that one, because I have a Spanish one on the last Tuesday of this month, so I need another English one to chime into.
Okay, I'll invite you.
All right. Well, good call then. If there's nothing else to add, let's go ahead and close out. And thank you everybody once again for all those who were able to assist with the rally. Thank you for being on and sharing your experiences, because we know everyone had a good time. And we'll see you guys on next week's call. And until then, everybody stay safe.
Bye guys.
Good night.